Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again, today with a brand new video, and we are continuing our year-end series review, all leading up to the Zeddies on still haven't decided, I think, New Year's and New Year's Eve, where we'll have the awards for the best, worst, most underrated, and well, today, the most overrated cards. And basically, we're gonna go off of what I overrated in our reviews, give my nominations, and the reason I'm on this page, by the way, is I want to give a quick plug to our stream later today at 4 o'clock Pacific. We're going to be getting 1,000 Death Knight wins and finally getting Standard Legend at the same time. So hop over the stream, as well as we have our giveaway going on, where I'm giving away $200 worth of Hearthstone packs out of my pocket. All you have to do is like and comment on that video with the one with the thumbnail there. It's in the description below. Subscribe to the channel and you have a chance to enter to win. If we hit 63,000 subs by the end of the week, which won't happen, but if we do, I will add another $100 to that giveaway. So hit that sub button, make me go broke, and yeah, come check out 1,000 Death Knight wins. I have not touched any grass for a very long time. So again, when looking at what cards are being overrated, they had to be released in 2022. So March the Lich King, Path of Arthas, Castle Nathria, Voyage to the Sunken City, or the mini set from Alterac Valley. And starting off with Death Knight, well, they were only Lich King and Path of Arthas. What did I horribly overrate? I will just straight out say Noxious Cadaver. Not that this card's bad. I don't think any Death Knight cards are particularly that bad, but I said this was going to be one of the most busted one drops on the level of a Kobold Librarian and all these other cards, and Blood decks don't even typically run it because you just have way better removal and the 1/2 is just not super important. It's just not that impactful. 1 mana, deal 2 damage. It seems really good. The self-damaging doesn't really matter. It's just, yeah, and even when I draft this in Arena, it's good, but it's not amazing. And I thought it was going to be like the be-all, end-all, auto-include one drop in so many Death Knight decks, and it just really hasn't turned out that way. For Demon Hunter, I've got to go with Crixus the Voracious, the 4 mana 7/7 legendary battle cry. You discard your hand. So like old Deathwing, Death Rattle, draw 3 cards. I'm like, this is insane. You can cheat this out in Death Rattle Demon Hunter, and then you just get the Death Rattle. You don't even get the downside, or you're playing an all-in aggro deck, and you just refill your hand with 3 cards, and you get a 7/7. That is really good. And even the all-in aggro decks cut it quite quickly. And not only that, they made this card that draws 5 cards for an empty hand, and you don't have to discard anything. You just play your stuff, making the legendary pretty darn useless. And I honestly don't think I've seen this scene much play outside of like day 1 of the expansion when it came out in Castle Nathria, but I was convinced it would fit into multiple decks. But honestly, it's just another kind of bad 4 mana 7/7. I honestly don't think I overrated any Druid cards that heavily, but I did think Cecily of the Fake Court, the 8 mana 8/8 taunt minion, Death Rattle, draw a mini, reduce its cost by 8. I just thought this had to go somewhere. This had to slot in somewhere. It's a big taunt. It could tutor out a specific minion, maybe if you build your deck right. It's -8 mana on there. You can combo shenanigans, but when you're playing Druid, you got 20 mana already, you just don't need to waste your time with this. And basically every Druid deck, including Standard and Wild, at least like meta decks, you can definitely play this in other decks that aren't quite competitive, and it can be okay. But overall, it just wasn't really a meta card in any top tier deck, so I'm gonna go with that. But overall, there wasn't any super crazy cards that I overrated, at least I don't think so. You can always correct me if I'm wrong. For Hunter, I'm going to go with Scourge Tamer, the 2 mana 2/2 Battle Cry, craft a custom zombies. I was convinced that, you know, Rexar zombies are good, but you had to, you know, spend 6 mana on the hero card, spend 2 mana to get it. That's not worth it. That's why it hasn't been that good. You just play this on curve, a 2 mana 2/2, and then you get a zombie stand. I've seen it in Arena once. I saw it in Arena today once, and then my opponent blew up. And it was a good zombies, kind of. It was slow, clunky, and that's the problem. It's just too slow. Even the zombies just don't quite make the cut, and it just doesn't, you know, directly synergize with anything you're doing. But I was convinced that this card was going to be really good, and I have been painfully wrong about that one. Other card I was convinced was going to bring Combo Mage back to the forefront in Standard, Vixalis, the 5 mana 3/5 elemental. Your arcane spells cast twice. You got those new 1 mana spells. burst your opponent down, and yeah, Mage doesn't have the card draw, and out of arcane bolts you need in your hand to actually OTK your opponent makes it awkward, and plus you're trying to stay alive, and other than that, this card's not doing a ton. You're not getting a great amount of value, and there's just multiple Mage archetypes are good right now. Big Spell Mage, Ping Mage, Aggro Mage. None of them run Vexalis, and I guess I'm just wrong. This is just not the combo finisher, at least yet, that I thought it could be, and definitely has not popped in Wild when you have Mazaki. Why would you even bother with this? For Paladin, I was going to say the Countess, 5-star card, but you know what? Pure Paladin's really good right now, and the Countess is in it. It got buffed, so I'll say it wasn't the card I overrated the most, because it did get there. It needed some buff and some help, but overall, I'll go the Elite Snob. I was convinced again, this card would be really good. A 5-mana 3/4 for each Paladin card in your hand. It gets Divine Shield, Lifesteal, Rush, Taunt. You're actively gonna get pretty much all of those most of the time. It's like Zilliax, but you get 2 of them. You can hand buff them and do all sorts of stuff. Pure Paladin's been relevant. It's been a popular deck for like 2 expansions, and this guy's like not even a part of it, and it's crazy to me. I was 4/4 in playtesting. Maybe it would have made the cut as a 4/4, but I was convinced again. Like, I'm like, at least as long as Pure Paladin's playable, this will be good, and it is playable. And it's not good, so I guess I suck at evaluating some of these cards. Take a look at Drown, 4-mana Shadow Spell. Put an enemy minion at the bottom of your deck. It's like Entomb, but better and cheaper. And I'm like, okay, it's gotta be good, right? Control Priest, you know, it's kind of relevant sometimes, and this helps in fatigue. You get value, possibly could dredge things out. How can this card not see play? Because it's 4 mana for a single target removal in today's Hearthstone game. And it was relevant in like Worlds, the new legendary that lets you discover shadow spells. It was good there because, you know, in that situation, not bad, but overall a card you ran in your deck, pretty much not at all, at least at the top meta decks. And again, I'm just drowning with shame for how bad this pun is trying to be. Looking at rogue cards, man, there's really not a lot of bad ones, and I like to just rate them highly because I'm like, rogue's broken, all this crazy stuff, but I'll go with the boot, strap, sunken here. I thought this would slot into certain power decks, not in Wild, but in Standard. It's 5-mana 4/4 combo, put an enemy minion at the bottom of your opponent's deck. It's like Vile Spine, but some ways better because like you're removing a death rattle effect and basically silencing it, and that's pretty darn good. But again, Vile Spine came out years ago, and the game has changed so much that this card, yeah, just didn't make the cut, and I was convinced it would. And I'll give an honorable mention to Hulkius, which I do think I said would be probably playable, and I got buffed, and it's still complete garbage. For Shaman, I swear this card was going to be good. Totemic Evidence, 1 mana, you choose a basic totem and summon it. That's crap, obviously, but you infuse 3 totems die, you get 4. That's insane. But what are you doing with totems? They suck. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's good value kind of for 1 mana, but you gotta set it up, and like, what are you doing with it? And yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this card played, ever. Once. I did for like achievement hunting. I think there was a totem achievement. Wait, no, I got that done before the achievement, this card even came out. So I didn't even play this card. I've never seen it see play. Let me know in the comments below. Have you seen it see play? Have you played it? Because yeah, I thought this would be a meta card, and I don't know if I've ever seen it played, and you won't even want to take this in Arena. It's just dreadful. Warlock, I'm gonna go with Arson Accusation, 2-mana fire spell. Choose a minion, destroy it after your hero takes damage. Really good with your hero power, any self-damaging cards. And again, there's just better removal. There just is. Board clears, wipes, AoE, just fighting for board. I think this card has seen a tiny bit of play, but I haven't seen it recently in Standard or Wild, and I just thought it would be an auto include in those more slowish control. Oh, that's it. Slowish control decks. That I think I realized where I went wrong. And Warrior, is it possible to overrate, which is completely dead? I don't know. I'll throw anything out there because technically I said this would be good. Give a minion +1/+1, repeat for each damage friendly character. It's a really good card in Wild. Really crazy? Standard, probably? I don't know. Let's just put a Warrior. I overrated everything. I said most or some of it would see play, and like nothing has seen play. Warrior is just a sad state of affairs, and I overrated everything. Let's just go with that. And for my most overrated neutral card, I'm gonna go the recent edition, the Invincible, although it did pop up kind of in Death Rattle Rogue is a pure scam. This card I thought would just slot into so many Death Knight decks. 8-mana 5/5 Undead Beast Reborn Battlecry and Death Rattle. get +5/+5 and there's so many stats and it's sticky, and yeah, pretty much every Deathlight deck it's just too high end, doesn't do enough. And even in Arena, I'm shocked in Arena, it's good, but it's not even broken there. So I think I gave this like my top tier mark, and it basically is irrelevant in the ladder meta in both Standard, Wild, and even in Arena. Like I said, it's really good when you get it randomly and stuff, but overall, yeah, the Invincible, for me, the most overrated. So there you go. Let me know in the comments below what you thought was going to be really good and ended up sucking, or just also feel free to make fun of me, because I always enjoy people ribbing on me. So have fun with that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Stay salty, my friends.